You brush your teeth every morning. You try to floss when you remember. You buy toothpaste designed by modern science. You can book a dentist with one tap. And, somehow, you still get cavities. Your teeth may crowd, twist, or overlap. You might spend years wearing braces. Now take all of that away. No toothpaste, no floss, no dentist, no braces. Just stone tools, fire, and whatever food you can find. By modern logic, your mouth should be a disaster. But the evidence is much stranger than that. Many prehistoric mouths often had fewer cavities. Many jaws also left more room for teeth, not because they had better dental hygiene, because their mouths lived in a different environment. So, what changed? Human teeth did not suddenly become worse. The world around the teeth changed. Start with the hardest evidence. Teeth preserve stories that bones often lose. Archaeologists can count cavities in ancient skulls. They can read wear patterns on enamel. They can compare the shape of jaws. Hunter-gatherers often show lower cavity rates. Early farmers often show more tooth decay. This pattern is not identical everywhere. But the broad trend is hard to ignore. Agriculture changed the human mouth. It changed what we ate. It changed how food was processed. And it changed how food stuck to teeth. So the point is not that ancient teeth were perfect. The point is that their problems were different, and modern problems became more constant. The first major turning point was farming. Around 10,000 years ago, many humans settled down. Wild variety slowly gave way to grains. Wheat, barley, rice, and maize became staples. Grain could feed more people, but it also fed bacteria in the mouth. Plaque bacteria digest fermentable carbohydrates. Then they produce acid. That acid slowly dissolves enamel. That is how a cavity begins. Wild diets could include starch too, so pre-agricultural mouths were not cavity-free. But farming made the risk more concentrated. Food became softer. Food became stickier. Food became easier to store and eat repeatedly. Teeth were facing a new enemy. Not a predator, but food stuck in the mouth. The second turning point came much later. Sugar. Sugar is not just sweetness. To mouth bacteria, it is fuel, especially sucrose. It helps bacteria build sticky plaque. It makes acid attacks more frequent. Ancient people could eat sweet fruit, but they were not sipping sugar all day. Modern people can start with sweet coffee, then eat a cookie at 10, then drink soda at lunch, then snack again in the afternoon, then end the day with dessert. Every exposure can restart the acid attack. The mouth gets less time to recover, so the issue is not only brushing. It is how often the mouth is attacked. The third mechanism is chewing. Ancient food was often tougher. Meat had fibers. Roots could be rough. Nuts required force. Dried meat took real chewing. Those foods loaded the jaws and muscles. Growing bones respond to mechanical stress. This is not the only cause. Genes still matter. But the chewing environment may matter too. When food gets softer, jaw loading drops. The jaw may grow with less space, but tooth size does not shrink as fast. So space becomes the problem. That is one explanation for modern crowding. Teeth are not trying to be crooked. They may be living in a smaller house. But we need to correct one myth. Ancient teeth were not perfect. They may have had fewer cavities, but they often had serious wear. Teeth could be ground nearly flat. Food could contain grit and sand. Grinding stones could add tiny particles. Those particles worked like sandpaper. Teeth could crack. Gums could become infected. Without antibiotics, infection could be dangerous. So do not romanticize the past. Ancient people did not have magical teeth. They faced a different kind of damage. Less decay does not mean no pain. Healthier, in one way, does not mean comfortable. The fourth mechanism is eating rhythm. Teeth do not only care what you eat, they care how often you eat. Each time fermentable carbs enter the mouth, bacteria start working. Acidity rises. Enamel begins to lose minerals. Saliva slowly helps repair it. But repair takes time. Modern life often gives it none. One sip can restart the cycle. One small candy can do the same. Ancient people did not necessarily eat less, but they were rarely snacking all day. Their mouths had longer quiet periods. The modern mouth is almost always at work. This is the modern reversal. We have the best dentistry in history. We can fill cavities. We can save infected teeth. We can straighten crowded teeth. We can scan problems before they become visible. That is a real human achievement. But we also created more attacks. Soft bread, sweet drinks, refined snacks, eating many times a day, less and less chewing, more and more dental repair. We changed the environment first, then invented systems to repair the consequences. That is not failure. It is one cost of civilization. We keep more teeth alive, but we put them under new pressure. So the answer is not simple. Ancient humans were not more advanced. Modern humans are not simply weaker. Teeth were placed into a new world, a softer world, a sweeter world, a world that eats more often, a world that treats dietary damage with dentistry. Your teeth did not forget how to be human teeth. They are still working with an older design. The world that shaped them is mostly gone. In its place came convenience. Convenience saved us time, but it changed our mouths. Ancient people had no dentists, yet fewer modern dental problems. Maybe the real problem is not our teeth, but the world we feed them.